shape, two-dimensional shape. Today we are going to start to learn how to measure area. What do you think area is? Think, pair, share. You should be talking so hard. Clap once, clap twice, clap 12 times. And you also earned another one from this morning, right?
AM folder, and it was said
All right.
10 times.
Yes.
We already have 20 and now we're at 27.
Your brag goal is 40.
I know, I passed it.
I hit 25 already.
Your brag goal is
Oh, that's
40.
We passed 40.
Your brag goal is 40.
No, we need 5.
This is a new week. You're at that ball shouldn't be up. No, it has to be reset. It hasn't.
You haven't reset again.
It hasn't been reset. Nice try. You're like at like what, 27 is it?
27.
Yeah, 27. Your brag goal is 40. Again.
13.
I know we have to take time, but right now we're not going to fix it. Just remember you have 27.
All right. So what is area? Emma.
Area is like, this classroom is the area where we do like math and all that stuff. Like
That is.
What do you mean all
Right,
that
that
stuff?
is one type of area. What else? Coco.
it's like the inside of a big space.
The inside of a big space. All right. What else? What other ideas do we have? Yair. I'm sorry, not Yair. Isaac. Sorry. I know. Huh?
Like all of this, we're gonna learn like how many inches is like in all of it. Like around the side.
Yes. Okay. So Isaac made a very good point. So area is the amount of space inside of something. So inside of this entire Promethean board is the area. Make sense?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Well,
No. There you go. So why would area be important to measure? What do you think other people could use it for? Think, pair, share. Amen. Talk to Nala. Talk to Naya. Alright, Shakira, what do you think? Why do you think it's important? Oh, we can make it out One, two, three, all eyes on me. So why would area be important to measure? Owen. See how much property you own. Good. Davis?
So let's say if you wanted a playroom and you found a room in your house that maybe you could use, you need to measure it to see how much space, if it would be good to turn it into like a playroom.
Right. What else? Yair.
So I have 2 examples. Can I say both of them?
Okay, say both.
First of all, if you're moving furniture into the house,
Santana.
if you're moving furniture into your house in a room, you
Zoe.
measure how much
not just a small part.
Area 51.
Okay, so what are examples in the classroom from when it would be important to know the area of a shape? Naya? I'm sorry, if you want to measure something, you need to know the area of the place. So let's say in the beginning of the school year, in the very, very beginning of the school year, before the entire school is decorated with all the nice things, all the bulletin boards in the hallways are empty.
Excuse me for the interruption. This is the last call for pictures. Last call for pictures. If you have any students that did not take their picture this morning, please send them to the gym now. Thank you.
Okay, so in the bulletin boards outside, why do you think it's important to know the area of a bulletin board? Sonia?
Because you want to, if you have like 6 people in your class, you want to see like how big it is. Like if it's like pretty small.
So maybe you want to space out their names?
Yeah. You want to see if like you could have enough room for all their work that you want to put
Right.
in and put their name.
And what if I want to put like a background piece of paper on the bulletin board? Why do you think I need to know the area of the bulletin board, Davis?
So that you can cut the paper the right size.
Right.
If it's too big, it might cover like the whole wall.
Right, and if it's
But
too
if
small.
it's too small, it won't cover all of the wall.
Right, good.
And like Sonia said, if you're a teacher and it's blank and you want to put up your students' like work
Mhm.
that they've done, you have to measure it to see how much you can fit on one book.
Yeah, and so what if you're also renovating your house and maybe you have no tiles on the floor? What are you gonna do? What do you have to do? Get a wooden floor. Yeah, maybe.
Get a
But
carpenter.
what do you need to know? If you were a carpenter, what do you need to know? Yes, Coco.
You have to know how much space you have for how many tiles. How much
Yeah.
space.
You need to figure out how many tiles can fit on the floor. Santana, are you paying attention? Sonia?
So like the title on here, you want to like see, like putting each thing down and see how much you need even, and like if it's like a full square and that's all you have left and there's one spot, but you only need half a square, you need to measure how much and then put it on the block.
Right.
Cut it.
So you need to find out the measurements of the area or the floor to know how many tiles you can put on there, or else you might have too much or you might have too little. Davis.
I have an example that's in this room,
Okay.
but it's so that the car,
This card?
you'd have to know how big it is, and you'd have to find out if the room is big enough to fit the car. Obviously, this room is, but if it's like
But
the
if-
size of a small car, like it's the size of the small closet or something like this space from here, looks like the library.
Yeah, so then it wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
Naya?
You also need to know how to measure because when like you're moving in your house or something, you have to measure your things to see if it can.
Yeah, so you have to measure your furniture to make sure it fits through the door, if it fits in the room that you're putting it in. Isaac, last one.
It's kind of like what you said, because like that, if you were trying to like cover up the board with the paper, you wouldn't want to keep it that size. You have to measure it.
I'd have to measure to get the exact fit, right? Alright, watch as I measure the area of a sheet of paper that is 18 by 24 using a 3 by 3 sticky note. This might take a while, hopefully it doesn't take too long. Alright.
So you're gonna cover the whole thing with sticky notes?
I'm gonna cover the entire thing with sticky notes.
It's like fish's scales. Oh yeah.
So what do you think the sticky notes represent?
The square feet. 3 inches. Square 3 inches. Square 3 inches.
Square with 3 inches?
Square 3 inches. It's been less than 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm again, I don't know. Because they
Here,
start
you wanna
with
help?
area,
Isaac?
and then they start like in the square, and then we will introduce grade. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's very.
We want to make sure that there's no blue
That
spots.
makes it very common.
So every inch is covered with sticky notes.
Not everyone's
Take a seat, take a seat, take a seat.
I'm sorry. But not. That was funny.
You could be measuring 3 square units at a time.
Not.
Kevin asked a good question, or made a good comment. Is everyone listening?
Yeah, just like that.
Do you want to see it again, Kevin?
Are we also measuring three or 6 or 12 square units at a time?
What is a square unit? Sonia?
So?
The unit of a square? Yair?
It could be like a square inch, a square foot,
Let's rewind. What's a square? What makes something a square? Coco?
It has 4 equal sides.
4 equal sides. What else, Ryan?
4 corners.
4 corners. So 4 equal sides and 4 corners is what makes a square. Yes. So that's a square unit. 1 square unit is basically 1 square.
Nala.
1 inch
Naya,
on
sorry.
top,
Naya,
1
can
inch
you
on the
go?
bottom. So 1 square represents 1 square unit. Let's think of 1 sticky note as 1 square unit, okay? It is 1 square unit. Can anyone make a prediction about how many square units it'll take to cover this entire piece of paper?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Kevin?
Well, if I could count, basically if you could count the numbers on one side, on the top or one of the sides, you could count how many rows there are.
How many rows and columns?
How many rows and columns, then multiply that amount of columns until once you get to the last column, once you multiply, you can get what your final answer.
But what if you don't know how to multiply? What's our other option? Amen?
You could just keep adding.
You can keep adding repeated addition. And what's the other option? Yes, Isaac?
Now you look at the bullets and feet.
You can.
Yeah.
Yair?
This is my prediction.
Take a seat, girls.
I'm trying to predict. You just
Girls, take a seat. Alright, let's move on. 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me!
1, 2, eyes on you.
Put the Chromebook away so we don't step on it, please.
Isaac, I need you to cover your It looks like fishy scales. Right now it's like this scale.
Okay, as you're covering up this blue construction paper, what did you notice about how the area was measured? Sonia?
And then you drew probably a line.
You can use a ruler.
And then draw a line, and then after the line,
You can cut it off.
on the line so it makes it easier.
You could, okay. What else? Owen? You could use your foot. What are you going to use with your foot? What are you going to do with it? Measure it? Or how about, here, that should be done. Put the last one over here.
Oh, there's still more.
Alright.
There's steps.
I know, but you got the edges. It's okay.
Yep, there's steps.
It's
steps.
Have a seat.
Nicole, move up the way.
Alright, let's say this entire piece of paper was covered with sticky notes. I know, but it's not. But let's pretend. So, each one of these sticky notes is one square unit. What are the ways that we talked about how to count the square units of a shape? See the same hands. Santana. How would you count the square units of this piece of paper? What could you do? If a square unit was one sticky note, how do you know how many sticky notes are in here? Do you want to call on a friend? All right. Five.
You could count the rows and then count how much are in the rows and then multiply that.
Good. So, Santana, what did he say?
You count the rows and then count
Yeah, so you can count how many sticky notes there are. Do you want to count all together and pretend that these are filled? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. So how many square units are in here? 48 square units. Remember to always say square units. Remember to always say square units because we don't know what anyone's counting. Maybe you could be counting cows, you could be counting inches, or you could be counting, yeah. So make sure you write down 48 square inches. No, I mean, but like, if you have a worksheet. Alright. So notice that the sticky notes do not overlap. If we did this perfectly, in a perfect world, the sticky notes would not overlap. There are no spaces in between the sticky notes. The sticky notes are in rows and columns. Every sticky note was the same size because they were squares, right? And the sticky notes represents square units, which are units for measuring area. So in measuring area, we call them square units, unless they're said otherwise. Cool? All right, so we're gonna go back to the desk and we'll do a quick worksheet. Cool? Julia, all right.
Okay.
All right, back to your desk.
In that bag that's there, there's some benches.
This one right
Julian, do you want me to pass the papers? Julian, do you want me to pass the papers? Make sure Christopher gets one too.
I'm touching the
Before you begin, maybe you should be waiting for directions. She might only have you do one problem. Right? A smart thing would be to listen to Miss Simondon. She's handing out the papers, so let's wait for directions.
All right, does everyone have a piece of
You have to
paper?
wait until after the directions.
All right, what's the first thing we do when we get a piece of paper?
Oh my gosh, what is this? This is so fun.
One, two, three. Okay, we're gonna do the first one together. It says, draw a rectangle with an area of 6 square units. What makes a rectangle? Amen?
These squares that form giant.
But what's the difference between a rectangle and a square? Ziva?
Isaac, put your pencil down for a second and listen. Owen, same thing. You can borrow mine.
Right, did everyone hear that? What? Can someone repeat what she said? Bella, what did Ziva say? Can somebody else repeat what Ziva said? Nala? Right, so a rectangle has 2 small equal sides and 2 long equal sides. Yes, Sonia?
Also, rectangle is longer than a square.
Rectangles can be long, yes, it is longer than a square. So the first one says, draw a rectangle with an area of 6 square units. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to color in 1 square, so this is 1 square unit.
Are we actually coloring it?
Yes, we're actually coloring.
Yay!
Melanie, take that out of your mouth.
With a pencil or crayon.
Yes! Or
So I have my first square unit down. Now I'm going to draw my second square unit. You can draw it, make sure there's no gap. You can draw it above it, you can draw next to it. So now I have 2 square units. And then I'm going to draw my third square unit. So now I have 3 square units. But I need 6. And I need to make sure it's a rectangle. So I'm just going to move it over to right below it. Because 3 plus 3 is 6. Which makes 6 square units, and it's a rectangle. You can either do it that way, or you can do it up and down. Just as long as there's 6 square units in that that's being shaded. Okay. So the question next to it says, what is the area of the shape? How do I find how many square units are in that shape? Emma? Right, you count it. So how many square units are in that shape, Emma? 4 square units. So you're going to do the same thing on the rest of the questions, the other 4. So the next one over here, this big one here says draw a shape with an area of 10 square units. It can be a rectangle. It can be whatever type of shape you want. It can look like one of these shapes. It doesn't have to be like this one over here. But make sure there are no gaps in between, because then it wouldn't.
So they have to be
They
connected.
have to be connected, no gaps.
Does it have to be a shape?
Well, anything that you shade in will then eventually be some kind of shape.
Let me show you what doesn't count.
Oh, everybody look at what Miss Sumandong is doing. She's showing us what is not an example, what not to do.
This is what not to do.
Why is that not
Yeah, why
an
is
example?
Not okay. Saladin,
Because it's not a shape.
it's not connected.
It's a ton of squares.
Yeah, it's a ton of squares, but they're not creating one shape.
It's not making one solid shape.
Does diagonally count as a shape?
I finished. What is the normal size to you?
Yay. I found it. That's 10.
Just make sure that
Yes. I'm just making something weird. Does this count as 5, 10, 8?
Yes. Are they all connected? Are they all connected?
Is this a shape so far?
That is a shape so far. But if you connected it like this and left that one blank, it wouldn't count.
Do you have to do that?
Yes, you have to do the back.
What do you guys think? It's like an optional thing?
When you're finished, you can put it in the paste bin. And then, what do you want to do about it?
We have literally 5 minutes before we go to the library.
So you can sit down and relax. Yes.
No cool math.
What did we do in the first one? What did we do over here?
Computer and having like time during the day from now on.
What do you mean?
I mean like the rest of the
Oh, for the rest of the afternoon? No, you can plug it in.
shut it down.
Yeah.
I used to like, why is it
Yeah, you can put that down. So tomorrow, Friday,
Monday.
Monday, and then Thursday, right?
So glue those two, and this one you want to go off. And I've got a few more times. I'm assuming they might be able to do it here tomorrow.
Are you drinking a lot of water?
But I have allergies.
Are you using butterfly?
Yeah, well, no, it's an IV.
Oh, so it has to be big. I struggle same